The deadline to prevent a government shutdown come and gone, leaving Congress at a standstill for the first time in 7 years.
Trump admitted himself that he is using Americans as political pawns.
We can do things during the shutdown that are irreversible, that are bad for them and irreversible by them, like cutting vast numbers of people out, cutting things that they like, cutting programs that they like.
When the Senate is expected to hold another vote on the GOP funding plan and how key federal services are now being affected.
A man is now dead following an officer-involved shooting in the South Valley. Why investigators say the officer was forced to use his weapon and how he's faring after the ordeal.
Fairly normal temperatures here the next couple of days, but we got rain on the way, which we are tracking, and there is a chance of snow up in the mountains, believe it or not. Yeah, we'll give you all the details coming up in your Great Day forecast.
You're watching Fox 26, and now, Great Day.
We begin this hour on this Wednesday with a live look at Morro Bay before the sunrise. You see the fog there? It looks so nice. It's only a matter of time before we get fog here in the valley as well. Not that kind of fog, but regardless. Huh? Good Wednesday morning. I'm Liz Gonzalez.
I'm Christina Rodriguez. Kim Stevens is on assignment.
And I'm Justin Willis. Thank you for joining us. First day of October. Happy October, everybody.
Yay. Spooky season.
I love Halloween, so I'm excited.
I know. That's what this month is, right? People.
And your tie.
Well, yeah.
You're ready.
This would be an October tie.
I thought you were just another fan holding on to hope. For the postseason that wasn't.
That too. The postseason that never was.
Yeah. And if you're a Dodgers fan, awake at 5 o'clock in the morning, more power to you because it was a long night.
Yeah, somebody's celebrating.
Very long
obviously.
night. No, executive producer Mike and I were just talking. We're like, what a game. And
I bet. Yeah. Yeah, and there's probably more of that in store as it's October, and well, that's good news for Major League Baseball. But for the rest of us, it's Halloween, and let's see how the 1st of October is shaping up here for you with your current conditions. Right now, it's pretty nice out there at the moment. It's pretty solid. Check it out. We do have a few clouds going out there right now, but it is only 62 degrees. Variable winds, 4 miles an hour, dew points at 56. And here's the rest of the day for you. At 10 a.m., it's going to be 71, 77 at noon. 5 o'clock, we're at 83 degrees. Got plenty of sunshine out there for you today. Light winds, too. It's going to be a pretty nice day out there for the 1st of October. Up next, though, that next weather maker is working its way in, bringing some chances of rain. And yes, I did mention a little bit of snow possible for the mountains. I'll let you know when and where to expect that next.
Happening right now, the federal government is now shut down. But the Senate is expected to vote this morning on the same GOP funding plan that it didn't advance last night. Both parties are blaming each other. Now, the shutdown took effect at midnight Eastern time, 9 o'clock last night, after the president and Congress could not reach a deal on a plan to fund the government through at least November until a more comprehensive plan is reached. Democrats are fighting to keep Affordable Care Act subsidies from expiring so millions of people don't see their insurance premiums spike. Republicans are refusing to negotiate, and leaders say they can talk about health care issues separate from the talks to keep the government open.
I really hope that some of them will join us to reopen the government, resume bipartisan appropriations work, and get back to the business of the American people.
Data shows that that's one of the most important things to the American people. So we want to sit down and negotiate, but the Republicans can't do it in their partisan way.
This is the first government shutdown since 2018. That was during President Trump's first term. Last night's 55-45 vote on the GOP proposed bill left the Senate short of the 60 votes needed in order to advance the bill. Several federal agencies are now blaming what they are labeling radical left members of Congress for the government shutdown. That includes departments like Housing and Urban Development. That is a look at the department's website right now. Again, these are nonpartisan departments that are straight up calling out the so-called radical left in Congress. Now, there is a red banner, as you see there on top of the screen. It reads that the Congress is shut down. The government. There's also a pop-up banner with the same message when you first open the site. NPR is reporting staffers in multiple agencies and departments are receiving emails claiming that the lapse of funding was due to congressional Democrats. That includes the Department of Labor, the state, Treasury, Justice, and others. Critics are calling these messages a violation of the Hatch Act. That is a law that limits political activities of federal employees who work with federally funded programs to ensure that these programs are administered in a nonpartisan fashion. Now, some of the senators who broke ranks to vote for the GOP version of the stopgap bill are now talking about their decisions. Nevada Senator Catherine Cortez Masto and Pennsylvania Senator John Fetterman were the only Democrats to break ranks and vote with Republicans for the continuing resolution. Independent Senator Angus King of Maine, who caucuses with Democrats, also voted yes. Cortez Masto said that a shutdown would hurt Nevadans, from military personnel to union workers. Fetterman called his vote country over party, warning against government chaos. King said a shutdown would give President Trump more power, hurting the American people. Our reaction continues to come in from local and state officials. Congressman David Valadao issued the following statement as that shutdown took effect. It reads, "Unfortunately, congressional Democrats refused to act responsibly and instead forced a shutdown, wasting taxpayer dollars, putting critical programs at risk, and hurting families across the country just to score political points." He went on to say that a shutdown does not benefit anyone. Senator Alex Padilla posted this on X. He said Trump and MAGA Republicans just shut down the government. They want to fund billionaire tax breaks while blocking Democrats' plan to protect health care for 20 million Americans, including 1.7 million Californians. California Governor Gavin Newsom also released a statement on X saying that Donald Trump and his, quote, lapdog Republicans just shut down the federal government after refusing to protect Americans from an imminent spike in health insurance costs. Now, the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services projects up to 1.8 million people could lose their coverage next year as a result of the new rule, and those who remain insured will see their premiums spike. Now, the State Department is now planning to furlough over half of its remaining direct hire employees in the U.S. as a result of the shutdown. That's a little over 16,600 people. Embassies and consulates abroad will stay open to provide services to U.S. citizens. Employees who are responsible for responding to emergencies and national security will stay on the job. No permanent layoffs are expected. Now, furloughed and essential federal employees will receive back pay when the government reopens. The Department of Transportation will furlough more than 11,000 workers at the FAA during the shutdown. The lapse in government funding puts a strain in air traffic controllers and security officers, as some would be forced to stay on the job without pay until the government reopens. Now, during the shutdown, the FAA will continue hiring and training operations.
All right, time for a check of the forecast here, and we've got a few things happening out there for you. First, we got some low pressure kind of hanging on there just on the other side of the Sierra Nevada mountains there, creating some chances of instability there, meaning we could see a little bit more precip here. But most of the precip we're going to see is coming from some low pressure there, coming from the Gulf of Alaska. That's dropping in and spinning in some residual moisture into the area, aided by some onshore flow. But for the next couple of days here, we've got some high pressure that's developed that is going to get us back to normal here today and tomorrow, ahead of this cold front that is moving in. So with that cold front, well, we are expecting some rain here, maybe a thunderstorm or two around the state here. So let's check that out and see when to expect that. Okay, so here's the first band of moisture coming in by about, looks like noon today. And then we get into tomorrow afternoon, and then things really start to develop. Moving into Monterey Bay. They're moving through Monterey, actually. They're bringing quite a bit of rain over there. By 9 tomorrow night, it gets into the northern part of the valley and then into the northern Sierra overnight. Now, things really start to take shape there overnight, Friday or Thursday into Friday morning there, with some heavy precip expected up in the higher elevations. Tioga Pass could see some snow up there. Anything above 9,000 feet, actually, is expected to see some kind of snow, maybe a tenth of an inch, nothing crazy there. But as far as rain out of this system here, could be heavy at times. Foothills mountains could see anywhere from a tenth to a quarter inch of rain. And the valley floor here, where it's going to be very minimal. We just have a 15% chance of rain in Fresno, by the way, and any places on the valley floor that do get rain, Probably be just 1/10 of an inch, if that here. That rain kind of hangs on through noon there, drops a little further south all the way to the Grapevine there, and then will linger into the evening hours about 10 o'clock, and then we're done. This weekend should be nice and sunny for us with clear skies into the evening hours as well. All right, so temperature-wise, here's what we got. We're at 84 today, 84 tomorrow, mostly sunny tomorrow, increase in cloud cover there, and then again, a little bit of rain there Friday morning for us there. But temperatures drop. We're going to be down to 76 when that rain gets here, and overnight lows will be in the 50s. All right, next, we're taking a look at your highs and lows for your October 1st.
In Lemoore, police say a man was killed in an officer-involved shooting. Now, police were called to an apartment in the area of Blake Street and Janine Way because someone wanted to report an assault that happened 5 years ago in Reno. Reno police asked if the officer could take a courtesy report, which is not uncommon. An officer showed up to take the report from a man, but says during the interview, the man grabbed a knife and attacked him. The officer fired a single shot in response. The man died. Now, we're told that the officer in this case was not hurt.
The officer is very shaken up. But doing okay.
That officer is now on paid administrative leave as during this investigation. Intense rescue efforts are underway right now in 2 different portions of Southeast Asia. How the Philippines is faring following a massive earthquake, plus why crews in Indonesia are in a race against time to save students after a school collapsed. And the commander-in-chief's decision to deploy the National Guard around the U.S. now being met with frustration from the public. What people are saying about troops on the ground in numerous cities and how the president is now looking to use those cities to his advantage. Time is now 5:11.
Hi, I'm Monty Torres with Fox 26 News on YouTube. Thank you for checking out our YouTube channel, where we have loads of great content for you to choose from. And while you're here, why not click on the subscribe button right here? That way you can stay in touch with all the latest breaking news, everything news related within the Central Valley. And thank you for watching.